I did not. I still have my boy parts. And that's just more to do because to me, again, femininity on my own terms.
Finally, somebody from the Rainbow Gang has been exposed for molesting children. Finally, because all we've been hearing about is straight people. As if that community doesn't suffer the same psychopathology. All we've been hearing about is straight people. Now we have a prominent rainbow activist. He, she ain't the first. She, he ain't the first. He, she ain't the first. Him, her, him, it ain't the first. There's many more, but because there's an
Alright, what's up with y'all, man? I'm back again with another video, and I hope that all my supporters out there that's rocking with the channel, I hope that y'all having a good day, and I hope that everything is going y'all way during y'all day. I just want to start it off with some positivity, but let's go ahead and get into the subject matter. You know, basically, long story short, we got another freaky fuck up, man. This man, Kendall Stevens, did the unthinkable. You know, and I know a lot of people are saying that they're getting used to situations like this and stuff like that. I just can't normalize a situation like this. It's just something that I can't get with. But basically, long story short, Mr. Kendall is a transgender. I don't know how to classify it, and I'm tired of people trying to correct me on some stuff that I'm really not educated on. You know what I'm saying? Like, as far as like the terminology, trans man, trans woman, and things like that. This is a transgender man. No, transgender woman, I think. So, yeah. Basically, long story short, he semi-transitioned into a transgender woman. And ultimately, you know, he was an activist for the LGBT community. You know, he was a person that was going out, standing up for rights and stuff like that. And what's so crazy and contradictory about this whole situation, he used to fight for people's rights. And he's out here violating people's rights. Ain't that crazy? So, ultimately, he ended up taking the innocence of 2 children. Allegedly. Everything is allegedly till we get all the bona fide facts, you know. But he did what he did, and now he's under fire for what he did, which I believe he should definitely be up under fire. Now, you know, the victims haven't been revealed and things like that, you know, due to the fact that they are minors and stuff like that. But just to think about a person that's supposed to be in a leadership position, or somebody who's supposed to be like an activist, or somebody who's out here to help others, to be doing things like this is just crazy to me, you know what I'm saying? But another thing that a lot of people aren't realizing is that no matter what, this person will still do these type of things if they are free or released or whatever the case may be. I feel like that when it's a situation like this, y'all already know, I feel like they should send their weird ass on somewhere. They are already wasting time and money taking these people to court and stuff. It don't make no sense to me. But yeah, you know, she been standing up for people and doing all this other type of stuff, but deep down inside, she is a violator, you know, a predator. So yeah, we're finna go ahead and get into the video clip that I do have. I do want to know your thoughts and opinions on this situation. She was from Philadelphia, and she is in jail right now. I think she's up under like a $250,000 bond or a $500,000 bond, one of the two. I just found this story, so I'm really not all the way in the know of every exact detail, but y'all already know that this is a reaction channel, so most of the time a lot of the things will be reactions to certain things, unless I sit down and actually bring out a story 100%. But yeah, I just had to let y'all know what's going on. Y'all hit the like button if you're rocking with the channel, and we're finna get straight into it. Let's see what's up.
A Philadelphia LGBTQ activist is facing some disturbing charges this morning. She was arrested for sexual assault of minors. 37-year-old Kendall Stevens had a preliminary arraignment last night. Some of the charges include assault against a person less than 13 years old and endangering the welfare of children. Her next court hearing is scheduled for December 29th.
Now the details here. Philadelphia transgender activist identified as Kendall Stevens is now charged with assaulting 2 children under the age of 13.
Action News reporter Annie McCormick, she's live for us outside police headquarters with the details we're learning about this, Annie.
You know, big black ass out there with that damn Barbie doll wig on, looking a damn fool. I don't understand, why would you want a damn child, knowing that you at your grown ass age? Like, what would make you? I don't know what compels people. That shit is weird, bro. Let's get back into it though. That wig just threw me off with the damn Barbie doll wig.
Yeah, Gray and Shari, disturbing details. Kendall Stevens was arrested today for the of a minor. Sources confirm that she is the same Stevens who is a prominent LGBTQ activist in the city. The state attorney general's office filed charges tonight against 37-year-old Kendall Stevens. The charges include the indecent assault of a person less than 13 years old, unlawful contact with minors, offenses and endangering the welfare of children, parent, or guardian. Stevens came to Action News in August of 2020 after she was attacked in her Point Breeze neighborhood. She says she was targeted by a violent group for being a trans woman. Stevens then became a prominent activist for the LGBTQ community. She urged lawmakers to change Pennsylvania's hate crime statute to include protections for LGBTQ people. She is seen here in March of 2021 at a press conference launching District Attorney Larry Krasner's LGBTQ Plus Advisory Board. The board was created in part to be a source of information and resources for victims and survivors of crime within the community.
It means to me that the transgender population will finally get the support that we need from city officials that we really haven't gotten historically.
Sources tell Action News the charges are in relation to the two young boys under the age of 13.
But she out there fight for all this other stuff. But you're not even worried about the safety of the children. You're worried about people's sexuality and stuff like that versus people's safety. Because you are the person that's out here committing these crimes. You fighting for crime and you committing crime. You're out here just lascivious as hell. You know, but one thing I do want to say about people that's in higher positions, man, y'all got to learn not to idolize false prophets. And, you know, you got to start weeding people out. But some people just put on these good ass facades. I always say this, to the point where it's kind of hard for you to, you know, decipher certain things. You feel me? But overall, I do feel like that people like this need to be charged ×2, because you had people that was up under you. You was presiding over people. You was, you know, in certain places, you was in certain rooms and shit like that. I feel like that they need to be penalized a little bit more than people who, you know, regular people. Everybody needs to be penalized now, but you get what I'm saying though. If you able to get in certain spaces and certain rooms and around certain people, and you can put on this type of persona and then still be out here doing crimes and shit like that, I feel like your ass need to be charged double. Let's get back into it though.
Remains in custody tonight. A spokesperson for the district attorney's office said in a statement, the investigation of allegations against her is being led by another agency, and as such, we have no comment. Now, judge did set bail at $250,000. The next court appearance is scheduled for December 29th. Often, the state attorney general's office takes on cases from local district attorney's offices if there's a conflict. For now, reporting live outside of Philadelphia Police Headquarters, Annie McCormick for Action News at 10 on PHL 17. Gray and Shari.
Yeah, Annie, thank you. A story that we will stay on top of. Thanks for the update.
A prominent rainbow activist in Philadelphia. A prominent rainbow activist in Philadelphia was arrested on charges that she allegedly abused two children. A rainbow ganger in Philadelphia was arrested on charges that she abused two children. It's all over the news. I want to offer a few comments. I'm only going to keep you for 10 minutes, but I'm going to offer a few comments on this. I want to offer a few comments on this. First of all, let me see here. Okay. The arrest of 37-year-old rainbow activist Kendall Stevens, arrested Monday in Philadelphia on charges including indecent assault, endangering the welfare of a child, corruption of a minor. Related charges on Monday following a comprehensive investigation, Philadelphia Police Department spokesperson told Newsweek. Okay, this rainbow community lady is a transgender. Okay, and I'll be the first one to tell you, I don't believe that all transgenders abuse children. I don't believe that all rainbow gangers abuse children. But I do want to let you know this. As someone who has worked with children for 25 years, psychologically, therapeutically, socially, and every other way. Many of our children come into that lifestyle by way of introduction, by way of child molestation. Okay? And we in the black community have been in denial. And one of the biggest reasons we in the black community have been in denial about the molestation to rainbow pipeline. The reason so many of us in the black community have been in denial about the molestation to rainbow pipeline. Many of us in the black community are in denial about the child molestation to rainbow gang pipeline. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And the reason we are in denial about the molestation to rainbow gang pipeline is if we admit it, if we were to admit as Africans, if we were to admit that many of our rainbow gang adults were actually introduced into the lifestyle through childhood molestation, if we were to admit that, that would force us as a community to take a long, hard look in the mirror. It would force us as a community to take a long, hard look at ourselves. But because America has given the black community a scapegoat, America has given the black community a scapegoat. America has given us a distraction, an excuse. America has given black America an alibi. We have an alibi so we don't have to look in the mirror at the high rates of child pornography, child grooming that takes place in the black community. We don't like to talk about that. And the government has given us an out because the American Psychological Association and the American Psychiatric Association and the American Mental Health Establishment, they have come out and basically said that this behavior is completely normal. The behavior is completely normal. We can't help how we are born. We can't help what our desires are. This is normal. It has nothing to do with childhood dysfunction. It has nothing to do with failed families. It has nothing to do with child molestation. And that's an absolute lie. That's an absolute lie. That's an absolute lie. I don't need to do no research. I ain't got to look at no research. I work with our children. I know our children. I've worked with our rainbow gang sisters. I work with our rainbow gang brothers. And I know most of them were touched as children. Most of them were touched as children. Most of them were abused or assaulted or abandoned or emotionally stripped of their identity with their natural born gender. I know this. And we're letting them come into our children's public schools and groom our children in the name of sexual education. We're letting them come into the charter schools and public schools, even so-called African-centered schools. We're letting them come in there and groom our children under the disguise of education. Black America is under a demonic hypnosis. Finally, somebody from the Rainbow Gang has been exposed for molesting children. Finally, because all we've been hearing about is straight people. As if that community doesn't suffer the same psychopathology. All we've been hearing about is straight people. Now we have a prominent rainbow activist. He, she ain't the first. She, he ain't the first. He, she ain't the first. Him, her, him, it ain't the first. There's many more. But because there's an agenda to normalize the behavior in the interest of African genocide. But because there's an agenda to normalize the behavior in the interest of African genocide. Because there's an agenda to normalize the behavior in the interest of African genocide, Black America looks the other way. You know how many phone calls I've gotten about black pastors? You know how many phone calls I've gotten about black churches whose leadership either participates in the abuse of children or turns a blind eye to it? Come on, family. Come on, family. Come on, family. We talk about surviving R. Kelly. How about surviving the black community? When is that series coming out? We're talking about surviving R. Kelly. What about surviving the black community? When is that series coming out? How about surviving your stepdaddy? When is that series coming out? How about surviving your stepmom? When is that series coming out? How about surviving your rainbow aunts and uncles? When is that series coming out? How about surviving the Roman Catholic Church? When is that series coming out? This is the Prince of Pan-Africanism. This is the Prince of Pan-Africanism. And I want to say this. We got a lot of children being suspended and expelled for their hairstyle. We have a lot of black children being excluded from education because of their hairstyle across the United States of America. And I'm disappointed in their parents. And I'm going to tell you why. And the reason I'm disappointed in our black mothers and fathers, the reason I'm disappointed in the black parents of these children who have been suspended and expelled from public and charter schools across America for wearing their African hair. For wearing their African hair.
Yeah, that's the end of that. And listen, matter of fact, I'm going to show y'all her trying to take up for somebody else and stuff like that. Just fake as hell, you know, and I'm going to get back at y'all as soon as that's over with.
Plus community, because he was able to use his platform as a journalist to advocate on the behalf of those who are often rendered voiceless and invisible. And not many of us are able to exercise platforms where we're able to speak truth to power. And he was able to speak for those of us that just could not do so. So to lose that connection to the public, to lose that connection to politicians, that is a devastating blow to our community. And he could not be replaced.
All right, now that y'all can see this weird funky fucker out here put on a good ass show, put on a good facade, I want to know your thoughts and opinions on this whole situation. Be careful with who you have around your kids. Be careful with who you trust. You can't trust everybody. Everybody out here ain't, you know, for you or for your family or for what's best for you. You feel me? But one more thing that I did want to say is that, you know, when you take a child's innocence and you do certain things to them, they should have never go away. That's why I feel like there's no need to go ahead and try to do the due process and take people to court and all this other type of shit when they do things like this, because you have traumatized and scarred someone for the rest of their life. I'm pretty sure 90% or shit, probably 95% of the people end up being traumatized for the rest of their life. And this right here ain't what's up. You know, when people put trust into you and, you know, let you have leadership roles and stuff like that, you should never take advantage of that, especially when it got something to do with some damn children. Come on now. But like I always say, I'm going to continue saying, I don't understand why or how a person can be attracted to a kid. That don't make no sense to me. You really, really got to be messed up in the mind and in the spirit, because ain't no way in the hell that shit, I mean, I can't get attracted to it. It's just crazy to me, you know, especially when you got kids, you feel me? But overall, man, that's what I got to say about this. I want to know your thoughts and opinions on this situation. Hopefully they whoop that boy. Well, I'm not advocating for violence. I'm sorry. Just hopefully he can get what he deserves. And I do feel like that in every situation where people are harmed, especially innocent children, I feel like that the person who did whatever they did to them should receive the same exact penalties as they gave the child. The same exact act should be taken times 2. The family should be able to take them into a room and do whatever they want to do, and I'm going to always say that. So yeah, but other than that, man, that's all I got to say. I want to know your thoughts and opinions on this situation. If you made it to the end of this video, I really do appreciate y'all, and I will holler at y'all later on another video. Alright, and Merry Christmas to everybody out there. Depending on when I post it, I might post it today. Still, happy holidays. I holler at y'all though if you celebrate it. Alright.